What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loud Spot. I'm your host, Sebastian, hanging out with my co-host, Southern Flame, Don McIntyre. There you go, that way over there. And we are hanging out with Say When on the Loud Spot. Here we go.
Oh, no! Oh, boy! Ah, here it comes! The motherfucking Loud Spot!
All right, before we start this episode, I do want to remind everyone to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check us out on all podcasting platforms. All right, Say When. What's
up?
Hi.
You're from
How we doing?
Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, that is where I reside. I'm actually from Minnesota. Not a lot of people know that.
Okay.
Wow.
You don't have the Minnesota accent, I don't.
Nah, because I'm from the hood, man. I just got Ebonics. Yeah, we don't get accents down in the inner city, bro. We can barely speak.
I was like, let me get some information on Say When. I went online and I was like, I couldn't find anything on
Nada.
Facebook. So I went to your personal page, saw it's Say When Music, I think, right? If you want to find you, I think that's what your tag name is.
Say When Official on all everything.
Okay. So
yeah, I was like, dang, is there another Say When? Shoot.
yeah, it was definitely yours. And
Okay,
it looked like you had just started.
Yeah, in January.
January. So it's been for like 6 months now.
Yeah. In theory.
Okay. So give us a little background about your music as an artist.
As an artist or just music in general?
Your personal music, like how did you start playing? Because
okay, bet.
Original, man. So when did you start doing it, and how did this?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, like I said, I was born and raised in Minneapolis. So I came from like part of my family's musical, the other part of my family's not. So like my dad's side, they were like touring evangelists, like playing the church thing, like doing place to place, kind of like the Gaithers, if you know who they are. Just kind of like a singing-y type of group. And so they would go and tour around. So that was like on my dad's side.
Like a churchy thing.
Yeah. So like my dad's a pastor.
Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up in the church, which just means you're just kind of like put into music. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like where I got my start, was just like, hey, yo, we need a drummer. It's like, all right, y'all figure it out, you know? And then like, it's like, hey, we need keys today. Well, okay, I'm going to figure that out. You know what I mean? So that's like directly how I got my start in music. Was just kind of in that environment. But then when I was in the humble beginnings of the 5th grade, my grandmother, she actually just passed away like a month or two ago. And they appreciate it. So we, like my brother and I have an older brother, we would go. He's actually the one who played the guitar solo on HIJK. Fun fact.
Okay.
And so we'll get to that. I know.
Yeah.
So we would go and stay with my grandma in the summers sometimes. And so one summer we were there, and my uncle on my mom's side, the only person who plays music, but he's not the greatest, so it doesn't really count. And so,
you suck, so you're not really a musician.
Exactly. Like he's more, I don't know, he's just a goofy dude. So we went and stayed there, and the drummer in my uncle's band's drum set was in the basement. And I had always had like a desire to play drums since I was like, I remember like in 3rd grade sneaking into the sanctuary after church and like going and beating the crap out of stuff and the whole thing. And I would be like so nervous to ask, like, can I play the drums here? You know, anywhere we went. And that was when I was like in like 2nd and 3rd grade. Like, so it started young. And so anyway, there was a drum set in the basement, and I was like snuck down there one day and was like, yo, this is me, you know? And so I'm like trying to like figure, just beating stuff up. And then I was like, you got scolded, like, Christian, that's not ours. Like, you can't go play that. And I'm like, oh sick. Right. And so anyway, ended up sneaking back down there because, you know, punk rock.
Little rebel.
And yeah. And so I was like, all right, bet, like, I'm gonna go sneak back down in there. And so ended up going back downstairs, and like there was like a CD player. And so I like put my favorite VeggieTales Gone Punk CD in there. That's a thing
Well,
You
okay.
Is
can-
it really a thing? I need to
Yeah,
find
dude, like
video.
Skillet and Reliant K like did VeggieTale songs and made them like cool.
I think I remember that actually being.
You do, you
Yeah.
do, you
Yeah.
do.
I think I
And,
do.
Awesome.
And so I was like playing along, and dude, not 3 hits in, dude, I broke the snare, and so like put a
Oh,
hole through the head. I'm like, right, and so I'm like scrambling, trying to figure out excuses. Like, dude, I fell down the stairs, hand went through it. You know what I mean? Like, just the most like, no, there's no shot that happened.
No way that really happened. But when you're a kid, you think of all these elaborate things.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, dude, your mind's running wild. Like, oh, dude, I'm not getting caught today. And so I like trying to figure out ways to blame my older brother, the whole nine. And so anyway, I end up breaking the rack tom the next day, and then I get found out. Like, yo,
Oh,
oh,
you broke
man.
the snare, and then you broke it. Oh, wait, you broke the snare, went back down there.
You was beating the shit out of those drums.
You bought it too hard. You don't know. You're a kid, right?
doing the most. And so I ended up my grandma, but not me knowing, was that beknownst to me. I've always wanted to use that saying. Anyway, so unbeknownst to me. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So I'm not educated. Fun fact. I'm trying to explore words in my old age. I'm 25. I'm
You
not
got make up words all the time. It doesn't matter.
yeah. Oh, yo, I make up words on the regular. I'm saying stuff that people are like, well, again from the hood, so it's like I'm always saying stuff that's like not a word. Like
People know they know what it means though.
yeah, like kind of like it's like, come on, figure it out. You'll be all right.
Right.
So
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, so my grandmother had actually reached out to the drummer and was like, hey, do you actually need this kit? And he's like, no, it's a piece of crap, which it was. So I mean, it was a percussion plus, which was like less than first act. I mean, it was like just a junk
Knock
And
off drum set.
yeah, and like you could get at Goodwill for $1.53. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what she had basically worked out for me to take home. And so that was truly, and that's why like her passing away, like actually hit me differently than anything, because I've lost a lot of friends to like murder, to suicide, to opioids. Like, so I've had people who are close to me that hold dear die all the time. Like I'm very used to death. But hers, like it definitely like it's something I probably still haven't totally dealt with, because it happened in the middle of me kind of blowing up on the internet. So like I was preoccupied leading up to her death. And then I was preoccupied afterwards.
Yeah.
But I was able to go see her a couple of days before she died. I didn't know she was as bad as she was until I got the call from my mother, that it was like, hey, like your grandma's going to die. And I'm like, fun fact, you know? And so
That's always hard. Always hard to hear too. You know.
yeah, you don't expect it, but like, you know, it's going to happen eventually.
You're
And so
never prepared though.
no, and like, and she had always kind of had health problems, so it was like you're not really like, you're like, yeah, but you've been kind of like on the edge for forever, so like I figure you're gonna live past all of us, you know, and so yeah, it just was like, yeah, she had passed away, and she's the literal reason why I'm in music today, because that started everything. I started playing drums every day on this piece of crap drum set. I was like holding the head together with duct tape, and was like, dude, like the literal meaning of paying your dues, like I did it, you know what I mean? So it's like I started then, and then I started to get good, and then come when I was 14 years old, I started touring. I was playing in bands, I was doing the thing, and so like I've been touring, I've been playing shows. I probably got like 1,500 shows under my belt as a drummer.
So when you were 14, you were drumming. Not Say When. That's just you. You are Say When.
Yeah, I am it. Yeah.
So do you write all the music? Then you do the drums, the guitar,
everything. Yeah,
wow,
literally everything. Yeah. So go ahead.
Look at you making your grandmother proud.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
happy.
I was able to like kind of like give her a rundown of like everything like right before she passed. And back in 2019 I had lost a baby with my significant other, and like she had asked me like on her deathbed, she's like, yo, like are you like okay, like because we had never really talked about it, and it had been so long, and things change even with the girl and whatever. And so long story short, she was just like, you should make a song. Like she literally was just like, you need to like tell this story of like what happened, and it was just like it was a really crazy moment. She's like, I'm gonna go meet her like right now. You know what I mean? Like right when I go, I'm like, whoa, like
chills, man. I just got the chills.
yeah, dude. It was a very wild experience of like just sitting there and her be like, I'm so excited to meet my great great granddaughter. Like you know what I mean? Like yeah, it's crazy. And so like it was just like and I do have a song that I started writing the actually night that the child passed away. And and I have
me cry.
I promise I'll make it funny again here in a second. But yeah, like, and so I just was like, I promise you, I was like basically her dying wish was like, write a song and put it out. People need to hear it. People struggle and have this stuff happen, and it's not really a talked about thing. I guess that's probably the hardest part for me, even with that, is just like, yo, like no one tells you like this is a possibility. You can love something that you'll never meet. Like it's just kind of, it's one of them things, man, where it's just like very, and then like people who don't believe in like an afterlife, like I don't know like how that is for them, even of like how that computes. And I know there's just so many questions and things in my head that I'm like, yo, like how does this work? Like how does this? Hey, let me turn a light on. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I just realized how dark it was. I'm like, dang, we're getting.
You're good. You're
intimate. Cool. Okay, we're here.
People don't. A lot of people totally off subject of music, but I like this because a lot of people don't believe in life after death and things like that. And that's not what I normally talk about on the show. But since I find it hard to believe, and it's sad sometimes when people don't believe that, especially when people have such a loss. Sometimes you not to believe in something afterwards. It gives you like no hope. But to me, it's like signs. There's always signs of something spiritual going on around me.
I agree, man.
Everywhere, if you look for signs, you don't have to look for them. They just show up sometimes.
For sure.
Well, honey, I can tell you, I've lost a child as well.
Okay.
He was 4 years old.
Wow.
And my heart goes out to you, and I'm so proud of you for pushing forward. I know that your grandmother is so proud of you.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thank you for real.
Sincere love and condolences.
Thank you. Likewise. That's crazy. I can't imagine that. Like you. Wow.
That's tough for him. Okay, I want to change the subject. I'm sweating in my armpits. God dang. I got to wear black shirts only, I think. Okay.
Yes. You can't tell. I'm sweating so bad.
I want to get into how I started talking to Say When.
Yeah.
You were featured. You were on Blake Tyler's HIJK LMNO song.
Yeah.
You were the other one singing.
Correct.
In the video. So how did that, are you guys friends? How did that opportunity for you to be in that video and be part of the song come about?
Yeah. So, crazy story. So his cousin, his name is Anthony. It's actually his guitar player now. He and I met through, I played at a conference and he was playing there as well. And so we were on the same like group. We got like put together to like backline a set. Okay. And so met him back in 2019. Fast forward into 2021 summer. Anthony and I reconnected. We hadn't really talked in forever for no in particular reason besides just distant
as or whatever.
Life.
Yeah. And so he was like, we met and we were talking. He's like, what have you been into? And I had actually back in 2020 was writing a lot of country music and like producing country music and yada 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 yada. And so he's like, yo, you got to hear my cousin. And so he showed me his cousin. I'm like, yo, he can sing, like he's got a good voice, like whatever does he write, like blah blah blah, whatever. And so long story long. Why do I keep saying long story short?
You know what? I do that stuff all the time. I mean, I'm constantly, I'm like, why do I keep on saying that? I don't know.
Like shut up. Nobody wants to hear that for the fifth long story short.
No, hey, you're on the podcast, man. I mean, come on, that's what you're here for. You're here to talk, right?
I literally got out my podcasting mic for this.
Thanks. Yeah, it looks good.
Look at you looking all professional and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'm so funny. Like this was what was on it, and I'm like, I'm gonna look like a douchebag if I had this.
Oh, God.
So had met him, whatever. I had checked out his TikTok way back when he had like 15,000 followers. Like he was not anywhere where he is today. And I had saw a song on there called well, it didn't have a name on it, but it's like, I'm not sure where this is going, but I hope it's good. And I was just like, I'm just chasing a dream. I was like, ooh, this song rips. And so we had a group text that Anthony has started. And I was just like, yo, we need to cut this one. This one's the one. And then he would keep sending other songs, and I would just like ignore it entirely and just keep sending the same video. And I'm like, no, we gotta do this one. And anyway, so like kind of like started the vibe with each other of just like,
you seem like someone, and from the very beginning when you first got on, before you even hit record, you know what you like, you know what you want, and that's what you're going to go after. I mean, from the time you were a kid, I bet you've always been that same exact way, man.
For sure. I have not changed one bit since I was a child.
There's not a lot of people like that. You seem like such an outgoing personality, a very strong personality, but a good one, you know?
Thank you.
When you're doing music, and especially coming on podcasts, I wish everyone had that personality.
Right. I'm sure it's miserable sometimes, dude. You're talking to people.
Oh, sometimes it's so hard. It's like, will you please talk?
Like, please, like literally, like you're the guest.
It's like as entertaining as I can be. Like I can be loud and obnoxious and rude, but if it's not reciprocated, then it's not as fun, you know.
Absolutely not.
I want to go into your new song we're playing it on this show. It's not a new song, but the video's new.
Yeah.
It is new. The song is called Obsessed. This actually comes out, the video comes out on YouTube
June 13th,
but it's actually going to come out on today's the 9th. It's actually going to come out on the 10th on my podcast.
Heck yeah.
We get to premiere it.
There you go. Let's play the song right now. Then we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to get back into storytelling.
Done.
So we're going to keep the long stories long. Let's do that. All right, here we go.
Tell me why I'm obsessed in the worst way. Tell me why I'm always chasing things that hurt me. How I'm scared to let go, but so quick to give in. All the breath out my lungs and my stomach turning, yeah. And I don't understand why I stay. Keep lying on me one more day. I'm fed up with the games you play. Convince myself it'll be okay. Tired of putting on a show, hiding problems like I'm spying on the low. Days into weeks, turning months into years though. I'm slowly dying, I'm slowly dying.
There you go. Short, simple. Dude, you know what's so cool about that is, well, there's a lot of things that's cool about it. The fact that it has that newer sound. Like, I could tell you're not fucking 35. You know what I'm saying? Like,
fuck, Sebastian.
35. Yeah. But these people, hey, I'm fucking 40 almost, right? Like in a couple months.
I'm gonna be 44.
Day over 22.
But what I'm saying is, you know, these younger generations, they definitely have a sound that they're pushing. It's almost like it's not R&B at all, but there's almost a little bit of R&B influence in like the beats, but the vocals are kind of like emo.
Yeah.
You were like almost hip hoppy.
Yeah, for sure.
Sound. Right? Is that right? Is that accurate?
Yeah. I mean, I would give that yeah. I mean, it's like, for me personally, I grew up in the inner city, so I've dreads, like kind of like, you know, like I have a thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so I love hip hop. I love all things like trap and like all the ignorant stuff you hear today. I love it. But I also grew up listening to rock music. My dad took us to like rock festivals growing up, like so I'm like very like, all my musical roots are like heavy and metal. Like all the first bands I played with, a ton of touring. I was playing drums like down, yeah, like metal. Like that's what I did. I was a screamer in a band, like the whole thing. Yeah, so it's like that's like my roots musically, but like my like heart is like in the trap. And so it's like I that's why I mesh the two, and I'm like kind of got this like swagger to it, because like that's just me. Like if you hang out with me, anyone who knows me, like I'm into fashion, I'm into just everything's gotta be swagged. And so like that's just like kind of comes across in the music. Like you've seen the HIJK video, like it's like like it's just what I do,
I think when I saw you in that video, I'm not sure who brought it up first, but I know I was very interested in getting you on the podcast after watching that video.
Heck yeah.
So, it just because it also brought a very cool dynamic to that song, because the song itself is great, but then when you came out, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fucking cool. Like it's a little bit different.
Well, absolutely.
And that's the thing. So, we'll pick up where we before.
Okay,
So the way that all played out. So Blake had never put out any music. He'd never been in the studio. He had tried to, like, he had people be like, yo, come to the studio, whatever. And like, just kind of always fell flat. Like he would tell me like, dude, I've been here, and here, and like nothing is whatever. It would tell me after the fact. But so anyway, he comes over to the house, and the first song we start working on is the one that I've been wanting to work on for forever. And so I'm a music producer by like job. So that's like my 9 to 5. I write music and I produce music for a living. And so we start working on the song, and I'm just like, okay, what's the chord progression? Okay. And then so I literally like I play all the instruments, like guitar, whatever, and I map out this entire song, get his like scratch vocals on it, and so he leaves that day with darn near like an entire song. And he was like, bro, he's like, I've been making music with all these different people for almost a year now, and I have nothing to show for it. He said, I came to your house for 3 hours and I left with a song. And so that kind of just started the relationship. So anyway, I had played drums with him like 2 or 3 times at like a show of his, because he like needed a drummer. And I was like, well, I don't really do that anymore. But like I got you. And so ended up he sent me like a piano version of HIJK. So it's like a voice memo recording, and it's like HIJK, elemental, piss on your clothes, throw your makeup in the road. Like it's that slow. It's very like,
okay,
did I take like piano? I mean, it just sounded gooey, and I was just like, I like listened to it, and I was like,
you knew it had potential. You knew it had potential.
Oh yeah, like once I heard it, I texted him back, and I was like, yo, this hook is hard, and I was like, when do you want to come in, right? So during the day, so like he was a car salesman at the time, and so he worked his day job, and then he came to the studio at like 6 or 7 or 8, something like, I can't remember when car people get off of work, but it's late. And so I had taken this little audio thing, right, and I had cut it up onto the grid, and so of the BPM that it was, and then I took it and I sped it up to HIJK element, and so then I built the entire song around that voice memo. So like I have versions of all of this, by the way, because like I knew that it was gonna pop, so I was just like,
it popped hard on TikTok, man.
Yeah, dude.
And so got taken off,
dude. Yeah, oh for sure. I mean, it went like 250,000 streams in 2 days. It was crazy.
That's nuts. And like 20 million, like 27 million, something like quick.
Oh, dude. I mean, between all the videos I only posted one. And mine has like 250,000 views until it got pulled. The sound got pulled or whatever. But so one of his has like 27 million. He's got another one that's got like 5 million, another one, whatever. And then if you go to all the people who made videos of it, like, and the bigger ones that have like their 5 million that they have, dude, if you add it up, it was like bare minimum 50 million plays.
Damn.
Like, it was a trending sound. And
how cool does that feel for you? Because you're like a big part of the
right.
Yeah. Well,
and
that's the thing, is it like, it's so, dude. So I wrote this whole instrumental basically to the HIJK whatever, and then I was like, as a joke, bro, I literally, like, I had like written like the I was like, just in this, just read, like, I was like, this is the best thing ever. And as a joke in the verse, I like made it trappy for a second, like, yo, this would be tight, but like, we can't do this. And so I made it trappy, and then I did my verse. I literally, like, that, what you hear is literally my joke. I literally was like,
really?
You said that you needed space, so I gave it. You know what I mean? And then like,
yeah. That part itself's hella hook. I mean, it's not the hook.
Yeah.
It's dope in itself.
Right. So like, I literally, it was a joke, and like, he came into this studio. I was like, you ready to hear this? And he's just like, yeah, hit play. And I was like, fair warning, the verse is just a joke. We'll have whatever, we'll bring you, and I'll actually make it not trappy, like whatever. It was just a joke. And he's like, all right, cool. And I like, boom, and I played it, and it got to it. And when I finished playing the thing, and I was like, kind of like over the top of it. Okay, so like, then like, here it's gonna do this, and then like, like, I'm talking over it, and we stop, and it's just silent for a second. And he's like, you know, that has to stay in there, right? And I was like, what? And he's just like, your verse. And I was just like, nah, dude. I was like, bro, all your country people are gonna freaking call me a this and a that, and they're gonna make fun of my hair. Like, I was like, hell no, that ain't gonna happen.
You can tell he didn't give a shit. He's like, we're putting that.
Nah. He's like, this is the coolest thing, bro. Let me shout out to
it. Brought it together for me.
This man. If I'm ever down on myself, I just need to go to my text thread with him. This dude, he is like by far the most encouraging person to my music career of anyone in my entire life. Like, this dude, like, just texts for days of this man, like, dude, you're going to be a household name. You're like the best producer. You're the best writer. You're like, dude, like, you're unmatched. Dude, you're freaking like, I have just texts and conversations, because it's not just in text, like, it's in person. Like, I just had a rehearsal with him last night for a show we have tomorrow, and this dude gassed me for like he's like, dude, like, hey, play that one song, like that, because like, I have like a ton of songs that I write for myself that I haven't put out yet, but that are like coming. And he's just like, yo, play that one. That's my favorite. Dude, it's the best song ever. Like, dude, it's so good. Like, and he knows every word of every single one of my songs that he's heard once. Like,
I feel like you guys encourage each other, though.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm like, bro, you're the best singer ever. Like, you're so good. Dude, he'll like be dog. I'm like, I'm like, shut up, dude. And like, and that's the thing was like with, so like with the song, like, we did it. And what people don't know is that song sat for like a month. Like, we did it, and I was just like, like, what are we gonna do with this? You know what I mean? It was just.
You guys think when you guys put it out there that it was going to hit as hard as it did? Because you never really know, right?
Well, we did. So, again, people don't know this. I actually like mastermind the whole video too. So like,
I think he meant
yeah. So like, I like directed the whole thing. Like, I was like running back and forth between myself and the guy who was filming. And I was like, yo, okay, so like, hold it like this, and like, get it out, like, don't move as much, like, keep it right here, like, and I like was like going back and forth. I'm like, okay, well, actually change the settings. Like, I was like, telling this dude, like, and he literally does this for work, like, he does like weddings and stuff. And I was like, good thing for, he was so like kind and didn't like, was not like, get away from me. Because I had such a view in my mind, and like, I was a creative director for a minute, and so like, I know how to film, I know how to edit, and so like, I edited that whole video. I did everything, other than holding the camera.
I love that you had the creative freedom there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I had a lot of trust. I think once.
I'm sorry, Sebastian.
Oh no, yeah, rewind. Yeah, go back to you. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say that it's cool that you have the whole entire. I mean, you can write, you can produce, you
Yeah.
can do music videos, you
Yeah.
can edit, you can direct. You kind of like have it all.
I think
multi-talented.
It's I've just been like, I think that goes like when people like, this is why I think so many like people like dog on like industry plants and like all this other stuff and like, oh, you didn't pay your dues, you came out of nowhere. And so for me, like one thing that I do cherish about being in music as long as I have is that I've had to learn every single skill. Like when I was trying to be a drummer, so like I took drumming to a profession, I took producing to a profession, I took songwriting to a profession, and now I'm going to take not even like I'm going to take being an artist to a profession. You know what I mean? Because I've done it 3 times now. Like, or yeah, 3, 4, 3.
I love how you're speaking that positivity on your life.
Like I have no question. Like I've worked so hard. I've written thousands of songs. I've produced so much music. I've been doing music so much and for so long that it's a part of me, you know what I mean? And so like with like the creative stuff with like video, like, and I have there's like a disability where like you see music, I have that. So like when I'm like making these songs, like I'm seeing a painting, I'm seeing a video, I'm seeing like all these things. I'm literally holding a pick because I'm so musical.
Oh, I love it.
And so
I wouldn't say that's a disability. I'd say that's a superpower.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's cool.
Disability came from. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, that's not a disability.
Well, it's like classified as a disability. Like Kanye has it. Like he has that as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so yeah, it's just like this. Like so it's like just a part of me. And so like, as much as like there is like a sense of like talent involved, I always like to make sure there's between like skill and talent, because like talent is God-given in my opinion. That's something that like you just have. And I think there's a part of my charisma and my vocal like tone and being able to sing cool, because I think anybody can get good at singing notes. I think practice can do that.
Not me. But I not me. But I agree with you though, and that's not even you being like. I want people to understand this. That's not being arrogant. That's just knowing. That's a fucking fact. I mean, that's all that is.
It's
absolutely.
It's skill versus talent, and like what a lot of people don't realize is like I worked. I mean, bro, I probably put in 120 hours a week since I was. I mean, I remember every single day, like I almost failed out of high school because I would come home after playing or being in school and I would play drums from 2:45 until 11 o'clock at night. And my parents were like, Christian, you have to stop. You literally cannot keep playing. And that was from when I was in the 6th grade all the way through high school.
I see in 5th grade, I played the kazoo because they made us.
Let's give it up for the kazoo.
Your energy and your drive, your energy, your
That's
passion.
why I'm convinced.
It is so contagious. It is so contagious. You're just all happy and vibey. Your positivity.
You cannot teach pure talent. You can teach people to be talented. Okay.
Sure.
But you just have it in you. Some people just take the talent to a whole nother level. Way super faster than anybody else can.
Super faster. Can we just stop and
I say super faster?
Super faster.
See, I had the same thing you got.
That was incredible. I was like, I can't let that pass.
I say things all the time. I'm the same way, dude.
Super faster.
super faster.
It's like you're saying bastard. Like, hey, you super bastard.
But you can't teach that like
oh, you can't
and anything you do you can't, like, not anyone can just get up behind a microphone and start talking to a bunch of random motherfuckers. You can, sure. But is it going to be entertaining? I don't know. Will it or will it? And some people just either have it or they don't have it.
And there is a huge difference, and I think that I think anybody can work to be the best at something. And that's just one of those things where I'm just like, I'm usually pretty hard on myself with like what I do. But I have gotten to a point where like I've worked hard enough to where it's like, you know what, like I work hard. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I deserve what I have coming to myself because like I've put in 50,000 hours, like no question. Like I've literally have been doing this nonstop since I was a kid.
Some people just think that just because you're good, you're gonna get discovered.
Nah, no.
You have to work hard. Doesn't matter how good you are, because you can be the best person in the world. If you're not pushing your shit though out there, no one's gonna listen to it. You might have one or two people like, "Oh, this is really good," but if you're not pushing it out there,
100%,
not gonna go anywhere with it. You have to promote it.
You have to promote it.
Masses can hear, and then people start sharing it. The more people that share it, the better. And you can even have one viral TikTok video that hits a lot. But if that's all you got, and you're not continuously putting stuff out there, it's gonna eventually gonna flop. I mean, that's just
I told Blake that when everything started popping off, I was just like, yo, like you realize you got to keep this going. Like, and that was like I think something that like, and not even that he has to just keep going, but it has to be like this quality and this level. Like he built his initial fan base, which dude grinded for, based off of just like cell phone videos of him playing guitar and singing songs. And I'm like, what you like to keep this moving the way that this is moving, like all of it has to be this ridiculous. Like all of it has to be, you've stepped over now. Like nothing you ever put out, unless it is that ridiculous, you're not going to get the same views. The views are there for you. They're waiting, but it's like, cause the fan base is there. Like, there's what 350,000 followers on his TikTok. Like they're there.
I got like 1,000.
Right. You know,
no,
and
you
it's
just have
like,
to have the content.
You got to keep it moving. And so, like that's when like, so Ball Game, like that's another one that I wrote
song, right?
Nice. Yeah.
We're over our limit, but I'm going to keep this going. Because I find you entertaining to talk to. So,
come on now.
So I'm going to
longest podcast ever.
I'm interested.
Interview.
I'm interested in your stories. I do want to know. So, do you particularly have management, or are you doing it on your own? Because it seems like you kind of have. Because even as talented as you are, you cannot do everything on your own. You'll be super overwhelmed, especially producing other people's music. Do you have management? Have you looked into getting management?
I would love management. Okay. So what people don't, again, I love saying that, what people don't realize it. So I used to play in a band.
Long story short.
Long story short. I've played drums in many bands that are signed. I've toured internationally. So like I know how this works. I know how the game is played. But I also know that like today's world is very different than what I like had done in the past. You know what I mean? So I'm open to management. I'm open to a record deal. I'm open to booking. I don't care. Like I'm cool with whatever. As we stand right now, I do everything top to bottom, side to side, other than with my songs. So like Stupid, which is my first single that I put out. And then Obsessed, those two songs I actually got mixed and mastered outsourced. So Joel Talk is the most talented person I know. If you think I'm good at instruments and music and producing, Joel runs circles around me and I look lost. And I am one of the best. So like if you can add that much to, he is the best. I don't know what his @ is on socials, but at Joel Talk, if you can, you'll find him.
Okay.
And he's slept on, dude. And he's the best. So he mixed both Obsessed and Stupid. He added production, so he's a producer on credit for Stupid. And then I got Stupid mastered by Ted Jensen, who's like the biggest mastering engineer, period. And then I got Obsessed mastered by Chris Gehringer or something like that. And he's the one who does like all of MGK's stuff. Okay. So like I outsource that. So like I whatever I can, like, but that costs money. So it's like I'm actively trying to like figure out ways to like, okay, where can I push money somewhere else to whatever? But I also know like, dude, I need to do this. Like I can't do everything like you said, like, and that's why I even deactivated all my socials is dude, because like when you're pushing that hard and then the success is kind of like up and down, it's like oh, like
roller coaster, man. It's
and when you're doing all of it, it's feel
overwhelming
directly, because you're like, yo, I could have swore that one was gonna go. You know what I mean?
Even it comes with like podcasting. You know, I'll come up with some episodes that like a real like get a lot of listeners, and I'll put one out I think is really good. It's like
nobody.
What? How did this one get like? Right now, the interview with Blake Tyler I think is my #1 episode that was heard.
Come
and I think
on.
the song just kind of grew, and I don't know if it was because of what I named it. So I don't know if there's podcasting algorithms. But then
Probably is.
I aired after that. I'm like, I thought it would be good, like audio. Not. I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about audio numbers, right?
Yeah, like Spotify.
And then sometimes I'll get like, you know, I'll hit like a few hundred new listeners a month, and then all of a sudden I'll get like, you know, 11 new listeners, and I'm like, what the fuck, man?
What did I do wrong? Like,
am I stuck? All of a sudden, like, did they already come and go? But then sometimes I'll get like like last month, like I think I got almost 1,000 more listeners.
Wow.
So it's like it's really weird, man. It's like it's
yeah,
just,
and so you feel it, bro.
Ups and downs.
You do.
With music, the same thing. Like you can release a song. How many songs right now do you have released on Spotify? Just 2 songs.
2 songs. That's it.
If you were to get ready to go on tour right now, do you have everything like just hypothetically speaking? Someone's like,
sir.
Tour,
I do.
Have enough songs to do a full set.
I have enough songs to do a full set. I have an entire live rig. I have like an in-ear monitor system. I don't know if you know these terms, but I have an X32. I split everything out. Like I have the best version of a live show that you can do. I actually got to do one back in March 19th. I played my first show for like 400 people. I was 2 out of 4 in the band list. I brought 70 people. People flew in to come watch me play. It was cool. Like I have a really core solid fan base of like, I didn't really get any of them like in like a standard way. It's weird how it works. Like there's like some people that came from the HIJK stuff, but they're like, yeah, but like we didn't even care about the like Blake. I was like, wait, what? Like I thought you just like came here like not even knowing why, but they're like, no, like we like alternative music, and the algorithm hit us because it knew that like what. And so I'm like, wait, so you're actually here for me, even though like it was like so hard for me to like compute in my head. That was like, wait, you know,
it makes sense because he tagged you in it.
Well, dude, the thing is my video blew up first. So my video caused his to blow up.
Gotcha.
And so in theory, I could have had it mine. So I also am not like, I'm not a shady person, right? So like the way that stuff works is, especially on TikTok, you like, back then at least, everything's changed now. It sucks, but it is what it is. Before it was like you wanted quick videos, like super short. Now it's kind of just whatever. Like it's so there's no algorithm to figure out right now because they're changing everything. Because everyone figured it out. And so they're like, well, how do we get people to not keep blowing up on our platform?
Right.
We want the success, right? So so what happened was we posted our videos at the same time. Because he had 15,000 people, his got like 30,000, and I was like, okay, cool. But then mine, like 2 or 3 days later, his had by then gotten up to like 50, but then mine blew up and I got like 200,000 in a day. And so I was getting a ton of followers and his was still blowing up. And then because my sound started popping, then his did times 12 because he posted a second video after we had the same length video and mine is still bigger than that one. And so he posted a shorter one of just the chorus. Right. And that helped. And that's the one everyone has seen. That's the massive one.
Okay. That's the one that blew up.
Yeah. And so that's like, so I could have been grimy and been like, well, I'll just post a short video as well, so I get the followers.
Right.
But like, I had this thought process. I was just like, well, I'm just gonna post a chorus of him. Like, I don't like that I shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, cause like at the end of the day, like I understand that I want true followers and true like fans, and I understand the value of that. Whereas like a lot of people don't. Like people will buy followers and buy whatever. And so for me, it was like, well, this is for Blake. Like we did this. And like Blake deserves this. This dude has been working his absolute ass off for so long to pull this off.
Yeah.
And like he has a child, two children.
And
two childs, boy. and it's like this man worked for this. And so like it was like an honor to be able to like help push him to that spot through like the song and the vibe and the video and blah blah whatever. And so it's like it would have been weird if I like doubled down on it. And then so like I mean I got like 6,000 followers from it. But then I again knew that I needed to keep pushing stuff out. So I did what this thing's called a duet. And I did one for that, like, What Are You Doing Now song, and mine blew up. It got like not crazy. I got like 160
that's good
listens, which is great. And that pushed me to like where I'm at now with like 15,000 followers.
Well, that shows a lot of your character and integrity as well, and that's very admirable.
I'm learning to take compliments, so thank you.
It's hard sometimes, isn't it?
It's sincere. Weird. I don't sugarcoat shit.
I know. I can tell you don't BS at all. Well, and it's like I just know, like, I know where longevity sits in the music industry because I've been around crappy people in the music industry. I've been around people that I, to this day, am like, you are the best. Like there's a guy that I toured with for his band playing drums, and this dude was like the greatest husband to his wife. Like this dude would like, we'd be having a conversation and his wife would call and he would just walk away. He wouldn't even say a word. He would just take it. Hey, baby. And it was just like, I learned so much. I'm like, yo, like that's going to be me someday. Like I'm going to be that mob. You know what I mean? Because like, I just, you know, and so it's like I learned, and I'm very fortunate to have had really good people in my life at different points to kind of point me in the right direction of like how to not be a dickhead. And so like it's like, but I also have my moments where like I know that like I can be better. But like on the core, like that's why I feel like, again, why I'm like I know that I'm gonna do this is because it's like I know I'm a good person. I know that like I am mean the best. I bend over backwards for anybody and everybody. It's like I know that like I don't believe in like the universe, like I believe in God, but I'm gonna say it for the masses, like the universe is gonna come back, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like it's, you know, it like I've seen it, you know, I've seen like the best people in the world who are the best have their moment, and I've seen the crappiest people get theirs, and it's just like I just know what side I want to be on, you know what I mean? And again, I do make mistakes, like I am a piece of crap on the regular, but like
God, everybody does.
But like it's not my heart, you know.
I was in last night on Facebook. I didn't post it, but I wrote the post and I took it off. Like, I know I could be a jerk, but there are also some times when I'm a dick. I
post that tonight.
I didn't know. I did not to post it. But on the phone call thing when you said the guy walks away when his wife called, I'm the guy that says, "Can I call you later?" Like I send the text message.
Like that, you know how you can slide up and hit like custom, dude. You don't even do the custom. You give them the pre-made, freaking vanilla, just like.
She's gonna hate you for this. On that note, we are going to end the show. Will you say when? Will you please stay right there till after the outro song?
Absolutely.
Check out Say When. Check out his 2 songs on Spotify. This music video is coming out June 13th at midnight, or just sometime during the day. Do you know?
It'll probably come out at midnight. So technically, like Sunday night.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
So
yeah. Okay. All right. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Had a ton of Say When. Great storytelling, dude. I loved it. Next time you have another song come out in music video, please come back on the show. I may even get time for a reaction video, man. So much fun. Don, thank you also for always co-hosting with us and having
spend time
on the show.
Thank you.
All right,
that's an honor.
It was a pleasure.
It Where's my outro song?
Where is it? Where's the outro song? I'm just
Yeah, see right there. Don't go anywhere. Peace out. Rock on.
Much love.
This is the Loud Spot outro by nothing short of tragic. Is this all talk with no action? No. Is this my thoughts with distraction? No. Is this what I bought that's in fashion? Or is this the Loud Spot with Sebastian? Yes. Does nothing short of tragic have us back again? Yes. Does everything that's good really have to end? Yes. Our pimp host has to pimp show, so to get more episodes, make an order, this is over.